All right, operatives, welcome to the briefing. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to declassify the super high-stakes world of WebRTC recording. We are going deep, comparing two of the most elite tools in the game, FFmpeg and GStreamer. Let's get started.
Okay, first things first, we have to completely shatter an illusion. You see that simple, friendly record button, right? A single click? But what's actually happening on the server side? Well, that's a whole different story. It's a complex, chaotic, real-time operation.
You see that record button? Yeah, that's pretty much a facade. The second you click it, you're kicking off this insane, real-time battle against network instability. This isn't like saving a Word doc, not even close. It's more like trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
See, under the hood, every single packet of media is being encrypted and secured as it flies across the internet. And get this, the folks who write the rules for the internet, they actually prohibit WebRTC connections that don't have this level of encryption. It's not optional, it's a mandatory security layer.
And then there's the network itself. You can think of it as your main adversary in this whole operation. Packets are showing up late, they're out of order, it's a mess. The jitter buffer is your agent in the field, working like crazy to resequence everything just to create a smooth, coherent stream before you can even think about recording it. And this right here really illustrates the core challenge. You're not just recording a file, you are actively managing a storm. You've got these completely unpredictable floods of data packets hitting your server, and you have to capture every single one perfectly, all without the safety net of guaranteed delivery. It's intense. So to tackle a storm like that, you need the right team and the right intelligence network. And on that note, I have a quick but really important directive for our growing community of analysts. And yeah, that means you. So here's the deal. Our #1 mission right now is to expand this network. Your objective is to help us get to our first 50 subscribers, just by sharing this intelligence. If we hit that goal, we're going to unlock an exclusive live session on February 28th, 2026, just for our founding operatives. Okay, now back to the mission at hand. All right, mission accepted. Now let's break down the big strategic choice you have to make. And this isn't just about picking a tool from a toolbox. No, this is about choosing your entire recording architecture from the ground up. It's a major fork in the road. You basically got two main paths. Over on the left, you've got composite recording. Think of this like an MCU, a multi-point control unit. It takes in all the different video streams, decodes them, arranges them into a single layout, like the Brady Bunch grid, and then re-encodes one single clean video file. Then on the right, you have stream dumping. This is more of an SFU-style approach. It's way more direct. It just saves every person's raw stream as a totally separate file. And this right here, this is the fundamental trade-off. Composite recording is an absolute beast on your CPU because you're decoding and re-encoding all those streams in real time. But you end up with one small, easy-to-manage file. Stream dumping, on the other hand, is super light on the CPU, but it just eats up your storage with all those raw files. And trust me, you'll need a ton of complex post-processing to get them all synced up for playback.
So, with those two architectures in mind, it's time to meet our operatives. And these are not just command line tools, no way. Think of them as specialists with totally different philosophies, each one perfectly suited for a different kind of mission.
First up, FFmpeg. This operative is an absolute powerhouse of transcoding. Its whole philosophy is built around a rigid, fixed pipeline. You tell it exactly what the mission is up front, and it executes with just incredible efficiency. It's perfect for those simple, one-shot jobs where you know exactly what you need from start to finish. Predictable work is its specialty.
Now, our second operative, GStreamer. This one is a master of adaptation. Instead of a fixed pipeline, GStreamer thinks in terms of a modular, reconfigurable graph of different elements. This makes it the absolute go-to for complex, long-running systems where conditions are constantly changing. Someone joins the call, someone leaves. Need to change the video layout mid-recording? GStreamer is built to handle that kind of chaos on the fly.
And here's the intel straight from the field. Look, under normal conditions, both operatives do their job just fine. But when the mission gets tough, when it demands a low delay mode, FFmpeg's rigid pipeline really starts to struggle, dropping all the way down to just 9 encoding ladders. GStreamer, with its modular design, it just keeps going, maintaining all 30 ladders while actually using less CPU. This is stone-cold proof of its ability to adapt under pressure. So, after all this intelligence gathering, what's the one big secret we've declassified? What's the core engineering doctrine that you absolutely need to remember? Here's the most crucial point. Both FFmpeg
and GStreamer can, and often do, use the exact same underlying software to do the heavy lifting. The real difference, the secret sauce, is how they manage the media pipeline. It all comes down to orchestration and control.
So what does this mean for you? Well, it gives us a super clear, actionable field guide. If your mission is a simple, predictable, one-off recording job, deploy FFmpeg. It's reliable, it's efficient for that kind of task. But if you're building a system that's going to run for a long time, something that needs to be adaptive and handle changes in real time, your operative has to be GStreamer.
And with that, our briefing is just about complete. It's time for your final directives.
If there's only one thing you remember from this whole explainer, let it be this. Let your architecture drive your choice of tools. Don't just pick a tool because it's popular. Pick the one that is philosophically aligned with the system you are trying to build. Remember, the mission dictates the operative. All right, your final orders are clear. Share this intelligence with your network. Approve this briefing report by hitting that like button. And of course, subscribe for future missions. We are counting on you to help us hit our primary objective of 50 operatives. Mission complete.